Layoffs can happen due to lack of work. They can lay off employees because the organization has no work for them. For example, termination of a project or special employment. When the organization has been working on a particular project and that project gets terminated, so they will have to lay off some workers. Or when those workers have been working on a particular project for the organization and the project is terminated or it comes to an end. Yeah, even those employees have to be laid off. Then availability of fewer positions than their employees entitled to such positions. When the organization has fewer positions compared to the number of employees it has, it will have to lay off some. Then employees ineligibility to continue in a position following its reallocation to a class with higher salary range maximum. Yeah, when the employees can no longer handle the job for particular reason, for example, reallocation, or when the organization changes the way it operates. Yeah. Then employees ineligibility to continue or choice not to continue in a position following its reallocation to a class with lower salary range maximum. When the salary of employees is reduced, some can decide to leave the organization or they can lay off some employees. Then guidelines for effective layoff. When you're laying off employees, what are the things that you're supposed to do? First is evaluate legal issues. Evaluate legal issues because, for example, if the employee is on contract, you cannot just lay them off. You have to follow legal procedures in order for you to lay them off. Then another one is recognize the importance of grapevine information and monitor it. Grapevine is like rumors. You recognize the importance of rumors because, for example, it entertains employees. If there is no grapevine in the organization, there is boredom. So recognize the importance of grapevine information and monitor it. Then search for the right person to announce the layoff. Do not get a person who has no feelings for others. So search for a person who is empathetic to be the one to announce the layoff. Then employees should hear the layoff from management before hearing it from the media. So you should first communicate to the employees before you communicate to anyone else about the laying off. Another guideline is evaluate the message content carefully. Yeah, evaluate things carefully before laying off employees because you may lay off employees that you need and you leave the employees that you actually do not need. Then do not rush the employees to pack up and leave. When you lay off employees, give them time. Give them time to leave the organization. You can communicate like 2 months before or 1 month before they are terminated, before they are supposed to leave. Then tell the employee that it's not his fault, that if you had a choice, you would keep him or her. So tell the employee that you are laying them off for other reasons, but not their fault. Yeah, so that they can feel good about it. Then another way is give the employee a beautiful letter of recommendation, which can help him land the next job. Recommend them so that they can be able to get another job somewhere else. Then during the period when that employee is still unemployed, keep in contact with them, with him or her. So keep contacting them to find out how they're doing, whether they got a new job, things like that. So keep in contact with them when they are still unemployed. You ask them their next plan and all that. Then tell the employee that if economic situation changes, you could be happy to rehire them again. You tell them that when things change, you can rehire them when they come back and work. So those are the guidelines for effective layoff. For effective layoff, then another form of involuntary laying off was right sizing. Right sizing is the process of an organization reorganizing or restructuring their business by cost cutting, reduction of workforce, or reorganizing upper level management. So here it is where the organization changes its structure. Its structure, for example, when it wants to reduce on the operating costs of the business, or when they want to reduce on the number of workers they're having in the organization. They want to right size the organization and have the right number of employees that they are supposed to have. Yeah. So it is also another form of involuntary separation. Then we have retrenchment, the discharge of surplus labor or staff by the employer on account of longer periods or layoff or rationalization or improved machinery, customization of machines, or similar other reasons. So here it is where the organization has surplus labor than it needs. So it decides to lay off the surplus labor. It decides to lay off the surplus labor on account of long periods of layoff. Yeah, they can lay them off. Maybe when they even got machines to do the work that is supposed to be done by the real employees. Then another one was outplacement, another form of involuntary separation. Outplacement, the efforts made by a downsizing company to help former employees through the transition to new jobs and help them reorient to the market job. So outplacement is when the organization helps employees to get new jobs in other organizations, yeah, and to help them, yeah, actually to help them get new jobs in other organizations. That is outplacement. Yeah, so that our our eighth topic, which is internal staff adjustment, where we had 4 internal staff adjustment. We had separation, we had separation, we had promotion, we had demotion, and then we had what? We had transfers. So there are 4 internal staff adjustments: transfers, separation, promotion, and then demotion. Thanks for watching.